I'm going to be sharing with you in this video 5 signs you are in fact leveling up. Something that used to have its grip on you, something about the past, no longer is defining who you are. Let's talk about in this video what those signs are, and if any of them apply to you, I really do promise you that it's absolutely a huge sign that you are about to or are already currently transforming in your life. So if you're new to this channel, what I want you to do is I want you to hit that subscribe button. I want you to hit that notification bell because I do actually post a new video every single day. Also, if you want to work with me one-on-one personally, currently the only way to do that is by booking in a single session. That's in the description box of this video. It's also in the comments of this video as well. Now, the first sign that you're leveling up, that you're stepping into a greater version of who you are, number one, is you're no longer believing in fear. Right? There's a difference between having a fear and believing in it and letting that fear pull you, right? That thought pattern of fear pull you in for the roller coaster ride, to pull you in for the storm. It's another thing to feel that fear fully, right? You feel just like everybody else, like you're just human. You feel that fear, but the difference is that you don't believe in it. See, well, it's one thing to experience fear, but you don't have to believe in it. And you've probably come to learn that if you believe in fear, you will manifest a certain kind of reality. Now, if you don't believe in the fear, what will happen is that you'll move forward to a new level of your life. And right now, what you're probably realizing is that you just don't need to believe in the fear-based patterns anymore. It's always there. It's waiting for you. You can go back at any time. But you're probably realizing that it's a waste of your time and your energy and your precious resources and just who you actually are, right? Because you're valuable, you have value, and you don't want to be spending any of your consciousness believing in fear. Now, the second sign that you're leveling up is that you're trusting in your highest intuition. So what is trusting in your highest intuition? I'll tell you what it's not, just really quickly, just to get it out of the way. What it's not is trusting in a familiar pattern of the past. Trusting in your highest intuition is about understanding that actually you can move forward towards what you want, even though there's fear in the way. How do you do that? You have to actually think a little bit greater than who you used to be. That's what I found in my experience. Because to think greater than where you are now, right, that's kind of like basically coaching yourself, is like cheerleading yourself, having this greater vision that's beyond what it is that you are in this moment. Because in this moment, any reactive pattern is just, that's what you used to be. So if you're trusting in your highest intuition and you're learning to just like receive these greater downloads, so to speak, if you want to call it that, just of who you actually are. And I don't like to say it in that way because downloads, some people don't resonate with that. But that's kind of what it is in a way. It's like you're receiving these thoughts from your higher self. And again, it doesn't really matter what word you use. It's something that helps you to become greater than what you are now. That's what I believe true connection to our source really is. Whatever helps you to move forward towards your highest intuition, that's a huge sign that you're leveling up if you're trusting in that. Whatever that means to you. Right? Doesn't matter what that means to you. It can mean infinite different things to infinite different people. But if you're learning to trust in that, whatever that means to you, that's absolutely a huge sign that you are currently right now in your life leveling up. Now, the third sign that you are leveling up in your life is that number 3, you're done repeating old patterns. Okay? Because there's going to come a point in your life, which is probably already maybe what you're realizing, and maybe this isn't you, but it depends on who you are, right? But no matter who you are, there comes a point in our journey where we're just simply done repeating the same kind of experiences again and again and again. There's this heavy energy to repeating the past, right? Heavy is completely relative to who you want to be, who you're becoming, and who you used to be. This is one thing that I've realized. It's a really pretty big truth to realize. That's a big truth that I realized in awakening, so to speak, or like life. Life is awakening, right? Is spirituality like is life. But again, anyways, moving forward, what I've realized is that when I'm stepping into a greater version of who I am, these past patterns eventually just become redundant. They become boring. It's like I've already experienced. It's like you don't even want to talk about it, right? Let me know in the comments below if you relate to this. It's like even talking about certain topics or just taking certain kinds of actions or being like, you can sense when you're directly going against your values. At least that's where I'm at, right? And I really do believe that many people that are watching this video are just, because I don't believe in coincidences, really. Like if you're watching this video, there's a very high probability that you're probably experiencing a hypersensitivity to things that are just literally out of alignment with what you want to create. And that's absolutely, like if you're hyper aware of like all this pain relative to where you're going, right? Because pain and negativity, again, is completely relative to who you're becoming. When I realized that, I was absolutely shocked, but we'll save that for another time, because that's like a really deep topic. I was gonna talk about it, but we'll just save it for another time. Now, if you're realizing that, you're just done stepping into certain ways of being, right? This is an internal thing. No need to blame anything out there. Certain ways of being that are putting you into an energy where you've already experienced that and it's boring and it's redundant. That's a huge sign you're leveling up. That's it. Like that's a huge sign you're leveling up. Let's just get to the fourth sign. I have nothing else to say. If that resonates with you, it's a huge sign you're leveling up. The fourth sign you're leveling up is you have stronger boundaries. Now, what does this mean? This means that you have a higher level of clarity on what you tolerate and what you do not tolerate, what you resonate with, the direction that you want to go in, what you want to manifest, what is exciting to you, and what you don't resonate with because that is just going to simply not resonate for you and you've already been there, right? Having that contrast is so critical. And both of these planes of existence are totally valid to honor. But this is where you're actually really starting to level up, is when you're really hyper aware that you can keep focusing on where you want to go and just have boundaries with what you don't tolerate with because it's just not resonating for you, to focus on that and then to keep going on what you want, right? It's an energy game, right? If you're going to play the game, then play the game. Either way, you're going to be in this matrix or in this reality or whatever, and you can either keep creating things that you don't resonate with and never get clear on your boundaries and never have clarity and have whatever opinion you want about that, yet you're still in that vibration, not enjoying your experience, right? You can defend it any way you want. I've been there. You can defend it any way you want. You can see it any way you want, but really, if you're in an energy that you're not resonating with, you have nobody to blame but yourself, right? You can point fingers, you can blame people, and you can do whatever you want, but at the end of the day, if you don't feel good in your body, that's never something that you want to be blaming on the outside world. You don't want to be pointing fingers out there as much as you want to. Take it as if you are the one choosing that. That's been very powerful for me, is to have clarity. Like, yep, that's not what I'm resonating with at this moment. I need to focus on this instead because that's where my top values are, right? When you have values, when you know where you're going, you're willing to not participate in things that are lowering your frequency or lowering your energy or not allowing you to feel how you want to feel. Many people are afraid to own this, but it's like, why would you do something that is causing you pain, right? Like, let's just say you found out that when you do something in particular that it makes you really stressed and anxious. Well, then stop doing the thing that makes you really stressed and anxious and have boundaries against that. But it's like sometimes we get caught up in these patterns and stories where we believe we have to face the negative emotion. Like, let me give you a perfect example. Let's say you, I don't want to, it's like, I hesitate to give examples, but let's just say, I'll just give it this time. You're, doing something on the computer for like 15 hours a day. Now, there's nothing wrong with doing anything with the computer 15 hours a day. If you're able to do something on the computer for 15 hours a day and not have any issues, then there's no problem. Just keep doing what's working for you. But let's just say you're doing that and it's clearly causing you like a negative experience, like it's maybe hurting you or it's causing you something that's it's hurting you, right? And then you come up with the story that you have to face your negative emotion and keep working in this job on the computer when you can stop and go to sleep and get extra rest. And I'm guilty. This is how I used to think. I would do things that would cause me pain such as something that I don't have to do. Just not that that's not what I did. I wasn't thinking 15 years, but again, the reason I explained prior to that, by the way, because there's nothing wrong with that particular act, right? Everybody's different. If that's not how it works for you, then I'm not here to judge. I'm just saying that if that's you and that hurts you, you don't need to face your negative emotion. This is the healing trap. I think it's a perfect analogy because sometimes we can do things that cause us pain, that is hurting us, and then we believe we have to keep doing that, when actually the best thing to do is to rewire your programming and stop getting caught up in that story and go do what actually feels genuinely actually good to you. And personally, when I realized this is when I realized I have to have boundaries. I've done this already, this isn't working, it's causing me pain, I know that. And some people are gonna have ideas about that, right? But that's a huge sign of leveling up, when you're accepting the fact that people are gonna have ideas. Like when you're stepping out of something that causes you pain, the people that are still in that pain are going to see you as you're doing something wrong, or you're like you're an ego or something. It's like, no, actually, no, I'm not an ego. I just have boundaries again about what I resonate with and what helps me feel most in alignment. Right now, if you're doing that as well, that's a huge sign that you're leveling up and you're stepping into a much greater version of you that transcends, that is greater than all of that pain. Now, the fifth sign that you're leveling up is that you're already in the reality that you want to be right now. You're no longer seeing it as something that's going to happen, or like, I'm really excited for this thing to one day happen. Like, no, you're in the reality now. You're already experiencing it now. So any pain, any lack beliefs, any negative beliefs, any limiting beliefs, you can see that you're generating those, you're taking responsibility for those, and you're choosing to focus on whatever makes you feel abundant instead and most in alignment with who you actually are. Huge sign you're leveling up. Absolutely huge sign. Because people always think that they're going to generate abundance from trying to fix the lack. And I found that to be absolutely not the case. I found it to be the case that the way to become abundant is to stop focusing on the lack and transcend the lack and align with a greater belief system that is more aligned with what I actually want to believe in and what feels resonant to me. You know, re-alchemizing those lack beliefs into something greater than what you believe them to be, because they're not actually real. I don't even want to focus on them because of how not real they are. Instead, what I like to focus on and talk about that excites me more, that makes me feel excited, is actually the possibility that you can step into the energy of what you want already now. And in fact, if you're realizing that, that's absolutely a huge sign you are leveling up in your life. You're no longer chasing out there. You're no longer sacrificing. You're no longer doing things because you have to. You're doing what you want to, and you're seeing things that you want. You take responsibility over your emotional state. You take responsibility over if you feel lack. You say, you know what? I'm not going to point fingers. I'm going to do something to shift this energy, to move this energy forward and step into a state of abundance. If you're doing that, that's absolutely a huge sign that you are leveling up, is that you're moving forward and the only thing you see, if the only thing you're seeing in your reality is you're already where you want to be, regardless of what is happening, that's absolutely a huge sign you're leveling up. And with that, I conclude this video. Once again, if you want to work with me one-on-one personally, apply and book a single session in the description box of this video, and it's also going to be in the comments of this video as well. Also, only if you want to, leave a like on this video, because I do believe that actually every single person on this planet does deserve to know that they are divine creators of their reality, and that actually they can manifest their reality and do so in the most effortless and easeful way possible, helping themselves and helping others in the process as well. And hitting that like button does help the YouTube algorithm push the videos out to more people, and that would be greatly appreciated. As always, enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next video.